Hello my friends, my name is Veronica Winters and today I'm going to show you my painting process and what brushes I normally use. In the second part of the video I'm going to show you different ways of cleaning brushes from oil paint. I'm going to show you the safest cleaning method I use. I like the Filbert brush because of its shape. It comes in different sizes. I usually paint with number 1 or 2 to paint the small parts of the face. What's great about it is its shape, but it's difficult to find the brush that has the stiffness necessary to paint with oil or acrylic paint. I just go to the store and try, I test it like this to find the right brush. But this one seems to be really good. And my favorite type of brushes is a Filbert Brush. Rosemary and Company produces nice brushes. It's the shape of the brush that's super useful because I can create both thin lines and thick lines. And it's the most useful brush type, Filbert. Sometimes I'm asked why I don't do these tutorials anymore, and the answer is that I have many interests. I'm often asked about inspiration, but inspiration consists of so many different things, and I try to put them on my channel because it's not just focusing on the technique. A lot of it involves travel, inspiration taken from nature, reading, and so on. But I understand that most artists want to see how to do things. I like this Calibri brush by Kalinsky. I think I bought it at the Natural Pigments website. It has a small round point and I use it a lot to paint small details like the highlights in the eye and so on. This is the second favorite brush of mine. It's a comber. It's produced by Rosemary and Company. It looks like it's missing some of the hairs, but actually it's not. It's done on purpose, and it's great to paint, hairy objects like the fur or the hair because it produces natural looking, random looking strokes of paint. Whenever I paint, you know, some features kind of fall apart and I need to fix the anatomy, and so I place the lines on the photograph and then I try to match it here to fix the anatomy of the face. To find the perfect brush is a difficult process. I often struggle with this myself, and I hope this video helps you discover new brushes, good brushes that you can use in your studio. A vast majority of brushes that I use are by Rosemary and Company. This is a company that ships brushes from the UK. But on occasion I go out to Michael's or other local art supply store just to, you know, test the brushes, because you have to feel them before you purchase them. They must have a spring to them to hold the paint and to withstand the tear and wear. Also, besides cleaning, one of the things that preserve the brushes is their use. I noticed that if I paint on canvas, they rip apart a lot faster, as opposed to painting on smoother surfaces like wood panels. To summarize, these are the brushes that you need. You need to have a very soft, flat brush to do, you know, soft strokes to blend the paint before you quit painting every single day. And a good, very good brand for this is Vincent Uden Galleria. It has enough spring and at the same time it's very soft. You can try different brush types from this brand. Next, you need to have a set of Filbert brushes. Of course, they come in different sizes. That's the shape of the brush, how it looks. You know, if you take size 11, this is a much smaller brush. The brand is Art Smith. It has a very good spring. I prefer using brushes by Rosemary. They're very nice and really good brushes to have. So the second type is the Filbert brush. Next, you want to have, you know, soft round brushes. They are usually called spotter brushes. Simply Siemens, you know, has a good spring and I use them a lot. They don't last for very long though. So you do need to take care of them by cleaning with soap only. And this one is, an overused brush. But again, it's budget brush by Ebony Splendor Creative Mark. This one is surprisingly good. I think I bought this at Michael's. It has a very nice spring, and the brush is produced in the States, believe it or not. The brand is Royal and Langnickel. So that's a nice spotter brush. Calibri, it's the same spotter, round brush. And you want to have a liner to do fine lines. And I recommend Rosemary or Simply Simmons. So here we go. That's the brushes that you need. Okay, now let's do some brush cleaning. The traditional way of cleaning the brushes is basically using a solvent. Gamsol is considered to be a healthy solvent because it doesn't smell, but I would suggest not to inhale it and be careful with it whenever you use it anyways. I usually use a glass, a clean glass, and put some of it inside, and then when I'm ready to clean the brush, I just dip it into the solvent. It's basically clean. So that's one way of cleaning it, which is not that healthy. The second way of cleaning it is basically using the oil that you normally use for your painting process. And I use a linseed oil. So what you do, you basically dip it into the oil and squish out all extra paint that you have. I normally do this before I start cleaning with soap. Oil takes the majority of paint off of my brush, and then I take soap. Don't use liquid soap, it's just too weak to clean anything. And I use a little bit of soap and water to clean it. So what I do, I just I brush it like this, and then use very warm water, and then I just wash it out. I might repeat the process if my brush is very dirty, like if it has a lot of paint, I might just repeat the process, but use just regular soap and lots of very warm water to do the job. And that's it. It will be perfectly clean. Next, you want to use a paper towel to get rid of extra water. You want to place your clean brushes horizontally to let them dry. If you stack them like this, water will get into this space and might ruin the brush. But usually I just squish it out and let it dry on a paper towel. And this way brushes last for a very long time. Please support this channel by checking out my website veronicasar.com, or simply sharing this video liking it. Every bit helps, and I do appreciate your support. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.